Hey everybody, I'm Pierre Piscitelli. Hope you're doing great. Today's lesson will be Yesterday by the Beatles. This is an absolute classic that everybody has to learn. Instead of just teaching you how to play the chords, which are rather simple, I'm going to show you how to create a bass note, chord, and melody solo piano arrangement that will work in case you want to play this by yourself. It'll also work if you play this in a band and want to sort of just outline the chords. It's sort of an all-in-one solution that doesn't cut too many corners. So I really hope you enjoy this one. As always, the score that I made for this lesson will be available on musicnotes.com. Be sure to check out my sheet music store there. Also, don't forget to check out my Patreon page if you like what I do and you want to support the creation of all of these lessons. Thank you so much. Let's get into it. Let me play the introduction for you, which is very simple, and then we'll talk about it. Just 2 bars. We're going to imitate the guitar's strumming pattern or finger picking pattern. What you're going to do is play F and C in the left hand. This is a power chord, F5 you can call it, but F major is really what's implied. And then in your right hand, you're going to reverse that. So instead of F and C, it's C and F, like this. And you strike left, right, 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 left, right, right, right. That's the rhythmic pattern. Watch. This is a piano adaptation of what's happening on the guitar. It's not exact, but it works pretty well. And I am holding down the sustain pedal, so if you have a pedal, hold it down. And that's your introduction. If that's easy, move on to the verse. If not, keep practicing it. Here's what the verse sounds like. That's your verse. So what we're going to do first is play A, C, and G in the right hand. It's almost an octave stretch, but not quite. It looks like that. So this solution is giving you parts of the chord that you need, which is an F major chord, and it's giving you the melody up here. So it's an all-in-one solution. And in order to finish the melody, yesterday, right, it's 3 syllables, you need to come down from the G to F twice. I like to use the pinky and then the 4th finger twice. Now the left hand will play the root, which is an F, because this is an F major chord. And that completes your yesterday measure. Now I like to add some rhythm, so my left hand is actually going to do this. Long, short, long, short. That's the pattern. Again, a bit slower. So look at the order in which things happened. I struck the right and left hands together up front. The right hand finished yesterday, and then the left hand finished playing those bass notes. There's a very specific order. Together, right hand, left hand. So just pay attention to that. Next, we're going to play this. So this gets a little bit more complicated. The left hand is a low E, and then an A. That's it. So just get used to the E and the A, like that. Now the right hand will strike a chord with the E up front. It'll play G, B, and D. And you see by having a left hand E and G, B, D up here on the right hand, you get an E minor 7, which is really nice. This does change later on. The strings do this, which is a half diminished chord, E minor 7, flat 5. You don't really need to worry about that. You can just play E minor or E minor 7. Works just fine. After you strike these two together, your right hand has to jump up and start playing some melody. And you are going to run out of fingers, so there's some jumping that we have to do, but I'll explain it. So let's strike E in the left hand, G, B, D right hand. Move the right hand up and play A, B, C sharp. And when we play the C sharp, I want your other fingers to fall down, 1 and 2 specifically, on E and A. So you're actually going to have E, A, C sharp, like this. And those are struck together because you need to form an A major chord at this point. So it looks like this. Again, slowly. Right, so we just did all my right? It's the first syllable of the word troubles. That's where we are. Now, we have a few more melody notes to do. So I'm going to use my pinky to play D, and then I sort of have to hop up to E, and then F, D, E, F. It's a bit of a stretch. Let me show you what it all looks like. Now hopping with one finger is not ideal, so something else you can do looks like this. See, I got off of the E, A, C sharp chord, the A major chord, and I reset my hand so that D, E, F could be played comfortably with 3 fingers in a row, such as 2, 3, 4 or 3, 4, 5. Not everybody can do that, so some of you might do this with the pinky. Some might choose to do this. 3, 4, 5, right? Or 2, 3, 4. So mess around with it and see what works for you and your hands. We're not all built the same. Now, after you play that, you need to do this. So far away, that's where we are. What this looks like is F, A, E in the right hand, and then come down from the E and play D twice, like that. So here's what it looks like. Left hand should play a D, which is the root. Now I like to add some rhythm in the left hand, so it would look like this. Long, short, long. This is similar to that propelling rhythm that we had in the beginning of the piece. That's what it looks like together. So pay attention to when they are striking together. So everything you did so far is just like that. Next, we have a bit of a transition chord at the very end of this measure, which I really love. It goes like this. Play a C in the left hand, C, E, F, right hand. Like that. It might sound strange, but it's a passing chord that's going to lead us to the B flat major in the next bar. And it's really pretty. I think it belongs there. So just to clarify, C left hand, C, E, F right hand, taking us to B flat left hand and B flat, D, F right hand. That's a B flat major triad. Just like that. Now what we're going to do that's the next bar. So after this, let's jump up at the right hand to F, A, and D. This together with the existing B flat in the left hand gives you a beautiful B flat major 7. Now let's move the left hand to C and right hand down a set of white keys to E, G, C. And then just allow your pinky and fingers underneath the pinky, 5, 4, 3, 2, to sort of trace an F major scale. So C, B flat, A, G. We're just coming down the scale. Like that. All together. Does it make sense? You're starting to hear the tune, hopefully. If you're ready to move on, the next bar sounds like this. Left hand is F with the pinky, then octave higher, F with the thumb. Slightly down to E with the second finger. Again. And the right hand is two chords, D, G, B flat, and then down a bit to CFA. Twice. Again, you're getting chords and melody kind of built in, so it sounds nice and full. All together. And notice when you're moving the left hand. Together, left, left. That's the order. Now, there's a little pickup into the next part that goes like this. So what you're doing is playing a G with the right hand and landing on ACF. A little bit tricky. Now use the pinky to play A. And then, for the syllable leave, believe, is B, D, G. So that looks like this. Single note chord, single note chord. That's the pattern. Left hand is only two half notes, a D and a G. Like that. The pickup note in the right hand is first. It comes before the left hand D. Watch this. So that's the order of the notes. Right, together, right, right, left. You're almost done. We're at the very end of the verse now, which you get to play again once you're done with it. There's another pickup note, which is a D, which is in yesterday, right? That's where we are, end of the verse. So you'll play D, B flat, D, F, B flat major chord, and then CFA twice, which is an F major triad. Left hand is B flat, the root of B flat major triad, and then F, the root of the F major triad, 2 times. So let the pickup note in the right hand happen first. In, yesterday. That's how it works. So I'm very slowly going to play this entire verse again because you have to play it again anyway. So here's how it goes. Go. There's your verse. Do it twice, just like I said. And then when you're done, you're going to move on to what I would call a chorus. I believe it's a chorus. I don't think it's a bridge. Here's how the chorus goes. I'm going to play through it. And once you have this chorus, which is about 6 measures long, 7, it's 7 bars long, then you have the whole piece. So here we go. Our 1 measure lead into this section is A in the left hand twice. You can also do E, then A. When the strings come in the second time, things are a little bit different. Sometimes the roots change. Also, during live performances, sometimes it changed. Let me show you the difference. Here's E and A. Now here's just A, which gives you more of a suspended to resolution kind of sound. So do whichever one you like or do both, because you're going to play this again. So here we go. I'm going to stick with what's written, which is the A twice. And then the right hand, I'm going to play BDA twice. And then I'm going to let my bottom two fingers come up to C sharp and E. So I get C sharp, E, A, an A major chord. All together. Now everything's going to move together. We're going to do this quarter note sort of marching pattern where left and right hands are going in opposite directions in perfect quarter notes. So it's a little bit busy. Let me show you how it works. Left hand is simpler. D, C, B flat, A, G. Use 5 fingers to just walk down a scale. Nice and easy. Just like that. So start on D, end on G. Don't forget the black key, B flat. Now the right hand, triads, which include the melody at the top, F, A, and D. Up to G, C, E. Up to A, D, F. Come back down to G, C, E. See my ring finger? It's ready to play D by itself. Let it play D, and then resolve on this interesting chord, which is F, B flat, E. Like that. It's a bit odd because we have a melody note and a lower structure, which comprises a G minor 7. So all of that looks like this. A bit slower. With the left hand, now let me finish the phrase so you can hear what's coming up. So you learned this. Now what I want you to do is play D with the 4th finger, like we did just before, and then bring your left hand to C, while your right hand comes down to E, G, C, C major triad. Now let your pinky play D by itself, and then come down to C, F, A, and soon after, let your left hand strike F, which is the root. Here's what it looks like. See, we don't go. Those aren't together, not quite. You can do them together, but I do it like this. Then the bass comes in. And speaking of the bass, you bring in a little rhythm. F, F, F. Instead of holding a whole note, which is boring, play it a few times. Then I climb up to G. Why? Because the next measure will be A. It's kind of a passing note that brings us up to A. It makes sense in context. So again. And here's why. Because look, the next part is going to be a repeat of the beginning of this chorus. Remember that? Now, do the same thing. Except right here, it's going to change. Yesterday, right, the melody goes up. So right here, I play G and E, so you have part of the chord and the melody. And then I land on F in the left hand, and the right hand does this pattern, which is really pretty. It's A and F, F and C, D and B flat, C and A. So this chorus was kind of nice. You got to do almost the same thing twice with a little change at the end. Now that you learned all that, if I play it again, you'll probably hear it. repeat it. That's where it's different. Go up to G-E. Like that. That's everything that you need, because you're going to go back to the verse. And you're going to play another verse. Only one time though. And then you're going to play another chorus. Right? And then finally, to finish out the piece, you're going to play another verse. And I'm going to play this verse even though you know it, because I want to show you how to end the piece. You don't need new material. You're going to do what's called a tag, which is just playing the ending segment twice. So here's the final verse. Repeat the last two bars. See what I did? I believe in yesterday. We just repeat that twice. And the second time, you can slow down. You can do a rallentando or a retard and just bring it down. And you can get quieter too so that it dies down. It really is a very short piece. The form is the introduction, the verse 2 times, the chorus, a verse, another chorus, and then finally that last verse that I played for you guys with the tag 2 times. So this is kind of the bass I like to use to play yesterday. I do elaborate on it sometimes and add reharmonizations, whatever, but at the end of the day, this is how I'm splitting up the root notes, parts of the chord, and the melody and the upper fingers, and making it all happen with 2 hands. It's a great study if you're trying to get into piano arranging and you're trying to figure out how to incorporate all of these elements of a song into your 2 hands. So I hope you guys have fun with this one. If you need the sheet music, go to musicnotes.com, check out my store. You can get it there. Don't forget to check out my Patreon as well for all kinds of other added perks and other material. And if you like this video, please like it, please subscribe. It helps me so much as I try to grow this channel. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. See you soon in the next one.